Boolean operators are used to combine or compare Boolean values, true representing 1 and false representing 0. They can be used to represent logical conditions and decision-making in programming, and the three that you need to know are not, and or. Before we look at the three operators, you need to understand that a truth table is used to show all possible inputs and the associated output for each input. The number of rows needed in a truth table will double for each input. So in the top example, we have one input, which is A, so we need 2 rows. In the second example, there are 2 inputs, A and B, so there are 4 rows. If there was a third input, such as C, you would need 8 rows. The NOT operator produces an output which is the inverse or opposite of the input. It is also known as negation, and it can be represented using the squiggly symbol that you see there. The logic gate, if you were to draw a diagram using the NOT operator, is a triangle with a circle, and that circle must be drawn for you to get a mark. Looking at the truth table, if A was input, not A is the opposite, so it would output 1. And if A was 1, not A would be 0. The AND logical operator outputs 1 if both inputs are 1, otherwise it will output 0. The operator is also known as conjunction, and it can be represented using that symbol which looks like a capital A, but without the horizontal line. The logic gate is a semicircle, and the truth table shows that it will only output 1 if both A and B are 1. Any other combination will output 0. The OR logical operator outputs 1 if at least one of the inputs is 1, otherwise it will output 0. It is also known as disjunction, and it can be represented using the upside down AND symbol. The logic gate kind of looks like an arrowhead, and the truth table shows that if there is at least 1 in either input, then it will output 1. So the only time it will output 0 is if both inputs are also 0. Let's have a go at completing a complex truth table to try and work out what A and not A or B would look like when represented. There are 2 inputs, A and B, so we need to start by filling in the 4 different combinations, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1. To fill in the not A column, we need to look at the A column and then use the not operator. Remember, that is the opposite. So 0 becomes 1, 0 becomes 1, 1 becomes 0, and 1 becomes 0. Now we look at the not A or B column, and you can see that we are going to compare the B column and the not A column in the previous columns, and we will use the OR operator. So anytime there is a 1, the output will also be a 1. So 0 or 1 is 1, 1 or 1 is 1, 0 or 0 is 0, and 1 or 0 is 1. Finally, we can now look at the A and not A or B column, because there are brackets around not A or B that are telling you that that is a previous column to look at, and we're going to compare that with the first column, which is A, and use the AND operator between them. The AND operator will only output 1 if both inputs are 1. So 0 and 1 is 0, 0 and 1 is 0, 1 and 0 is 0, 1 and 1 is 1. And now the truth table is done. What at first looked kind of scary was okay once you decompose the problem and just completed it column by column.